It's time for the Todd Wilkerson Show. Learn all about Heritage Hills football. This week's show is sponsored by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. Go Patriots!
Please join us on Sunday, October 2nd, as we honor, celebrate, and officially induct these Heritage Hills Patriots into the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. Stan Yoakum, Bruce King, Chris Sigler, Ken Dilger, and Jay Cutler. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be followed by a meet and greet as well as live music by Kenna Alpers. Doors open at 3 p.m. Induction ceremony 4 p.m. Meet and greet at 5:30. Live music from 6 to 8. For tickets, go to www.hbclub.com. Go Patriots!
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
And welcome to this week's Todd Wilkerson Show. And Coach, last week, sounds like you had a pretty exciting game against North Posey. You dropped it in 2 overtimes. Why don't you recap that game for us?
Yeah, tough game for us. We got off to a little bit of a slow start, had a couple turnovers in the first half. I believe we fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line going in, and then we had a punt return that we would return to Posey's 30-yard line, and we fumbled that as well. And we missed a PAT all of the first half. We went into halftime up 9-7, but, we should have had at least another touchdown, maybe 2 more touchdowns or a field goal with the great field position we'd have had on that punt return. And Steph Dim has done a great job hitting extra points this year. We just missed one. So, made mistakes in the first half, that we can't make and win football games, especially, on the road. Tough place to play, North Posey. So, kind of got off to a rocky start that first half. Came out in the second half, had a big play, got a touchdown. Shane Staples made a real nice long touchdown run. And we got up 16-7, and then just couldn't shut North Posey down. We just making too many mistakes defensively in terms of assignments. The same things I've been preaching pretty much all year, that, we've got some athletic kids, but right now they're just not in the places they should be defensively or not always using the proper technique. So, gave up the score, got back to 16-15. We scored and got up 23-15, and it was fourth quarter. We're up 23-15, and I think North Posey had to go about 80 yards to score and go for a 2-point conversion. And they did it. The same thing happened to us in the Boonville game. We were ahead in the Boonville game in the fourth quarter and gave up a long drive, to go behind in that game. So, defensively, we've got to, just start executing better and get people off the field. I feel like offensively we're scoring enough points. We're not playing perfect offensively, but we're scoring enough points to win games. We're just not executing defensively. And on our team, it's a lot of the same kids. So it's not like we're pitting the offense against the defense. A lot of the kids that are playing offense are also playing defense. So it's just our defensive execution, those kids, their focus and being in the right place at the right time, being aware of the situation, things like that are causing us problems. We're just making too many mental mistakes along with turnovers. And it's tough to win a football game. So we end up going into overtime, and we both kick field goals in the first overtime. Second overtime, North Posey scores a touchdown, and we get down to fourth and inches to get into the touchdown, and we didn't get in. So it was one of those deals where tough loss on the road. I think we lost Hunter Meredith very early in the game, one of our key running backs and key linebackers early in the game to an injury, so he was out all game. And you put all that together with all the mistakes we made, and you end up taking a loss. So disappointed in that, but we in the middle of the football season, you don't have any time to feel sorry for yourself because we've got Gibson Southern coming in next week, and that's what we have to focus on getting ready for.
And when I look at your stats, when I look at your rushing stats, it's quite a lengthy list with 1,311 yards on the season, but a lot of different ball carriers.
Yeah, we knew coming in we had a lot of kids that could carry the ball, and we've had Braden Furch was our leading rusher the first 2 games, got hurt the 3rd game. He's been out ever since. And Hunter Meredith got hurt last Friday night. So we knew he had some depth, and those guys have picked it up. Both the Staples boys have been running the ball well. Braden Durham and Brendan Chu have had to step up at fullback with Furch being out. So, we knew we had the guys there that could carry the ball, and we're doing a nice job on that side of the ball, running the ball. But again, passing game's got to get more consistent, and that's again not all on the quarterback. It's on running routes and being in the right places. It's as much on receivers and the offensive line blocking and the quarterback making a throw. When I talk about passing game, I'm definitely not singling out just the quarterback. I think it's a whole team effort in terms of routes, protection, and getting the ball in the right place. But we were 1 for 5 throwing the ball against North Posey, and in our Boonville loss, we were 1 for 9. So we've got to be more efficient in the passing game to complement our running game.
Looking at the PAC this year, it's like no one gets an off week. It's a strong conference.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of parity. I think playing, you run into a team who gets hot on a particular night and makes a lot of plays and is playing well, and I think a lot of teams can beat other teams in our conference, and I think that's what's great about the PAC over the last I don't know, I feel like the last 6, 7, or 8 years it's become a really strong conference in terms of small school and big school combined, with teams going deep in the playoffs year in and year out and having success once we get out of the conference. So it's a good place to get better during the year, and I think everybody feels like they're ready for the postseason after going through our conference play.
And we're back on the Todd Wilkerson Show right after these messages from our sponsors. You're listening to the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brooks for Communications.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get. Please join us on Sunday, October 2nd, as we honor, celebrate, and officially induct these Heritage Hills Patriots into the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. Stan Yoakum, Bruce King, Chris Sigler, Ken Dilger, and Jay Cutler. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be followed by a meet and greet as well as live music by Kenna Alpers. Doors open at 3 p.m. Induction ceremony 4 p.m. Meet and greet at 5:30. Live music from 6 to 8. For tickets, go to www.hbclub.com. Go Patriots!
And welcome back to the Todd Wilkerson Show. And we're joined by Heritage Hills Athletic Director Jay Birch. Jay, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
And how long have you been the athletic director at Heritage Hills?
Well, a real long time. This is my 23rd year at Heritage Hills. But it's gone by fast. I can tell you that, Joe.
And I know it. I know by knowing other athletic directors, it's a busy job.
Yep, it's kind of one of those jobs that you feel like you're really always on the job. my wife always kind of kids and says that it's a 24/7 job. So we'll kind of leave it at that.
Yeah, as a athletic director, you stay busy basically all year round.
Pretty much so. There's certain times of the year that are much more busier than others, but yeah, it's kind of a year-round thing.
And we're smack dab in the middle of the fall season. How are the fall sports doing at Heritage Hills this year?
Doing really good. We've had our share of successes, and we've had just a really solid fall season, and our numbers, the participation numbers are really, really good this year, and so it's been a good fall season so far.
So who are some of the teams that you could spotlight?
Well, our boys tennis team has just been outstanding. They haven't lost a conference tennis match in the last 2 years, so it's been 3 years ago since we've lost a conference tennis match, and we're about done with the conference, and we've already wrapped up, I believe, the conference title for the second year in a row. So they've had an outstanding, fall season. And then our boys soccer team has been ranked pretty much most of the year. They were one game short of going to the state finals last year. They lost in the semi-state last year to the team that ended up winning state rebuff and on penalty kicks. And so far this year, our boys soccer team's only lost one match. And so they've had a really, really good year. And all the other sports have had really good seasons too. But those two I'd probably spotlight from the fall.
And I was looking over your coaching staff, and I'll tell you what, I don't know this about all sports, but especially football, seems like there's a lot of names that a lot of Heritage Hills Patriot people will know.
Yeah, we have a lot of, not only a lot of former players, but people that, live in the community and have lived in the community a long time. And then we have a lot of experience on our staff. That's probably one of the things that, I think that, I'm proud of is the fact that we don't have a whole lot of turnover, and there's a lot of continuity in our programs and, our football program especially. Bob Clayton was here for a real, real long time, and now Coach Wilkerson has been here for a long time, and the staff has really stayed pretty solid.
Well, Jay, good luck to all the Patriot teams this fall.
I appreciate it, Joe, and thanks for having me on once again.
And you're listening to the Todd Wilkerson Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Belga Brosberg Communications. We'll be back right after these messages from our sponsors.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
And welcome back to the Todd Wilkerson Show. And Coach, I'll tell you what, this would be nuts. You get to take on the Gibson Southern Titans, and they've not skipped a beat. Doesn't seem like.
No, they haven't. They've basically just reloaded from last year. A different team, obviously, in the way they're playing offensively. The quarterback this year is much more mobile. They played a backup quarterback against Southridge last week. They played their sophomore kid, and he's more of a passer, more of a Brady Allen type in my mind than their normal starter. Their normal starter's a very mobile runner, runs the ball very well, and also is very accurate in the passing game. So they really make you defend the whole field with the way they spread you out and then can run the ball very effectively. So and their defense is playing very well as well. I thought watching the film of the Southridge Gibson game, it was a very competitive game. Went down to the last quarter there, and Gibson just made a few more plays at the end. But I think it just shows again that both those teams are playing really well and doing a nice job and have a lot of momentum going right now. So, that's something we need to find. I mean, we need to, when you don't have momentum, you got to find a way to generate it. You got to go out and play well in a big game or win a big game and kind of get some momentum going. So, I think that's the way we have to approach this week.
And, I know there's 4 weeks left of the season, but sectional will be here before you know it. And I was looking at who's all in the sectional, and I'll tell you what, other than Southridge, there aren't many local schools.
No, there aren't. We've kind of had the role of getting bumped over there to the east several times. Since I've been the coach, about every 2 years, it seems like we end up going over there. I think we've been over here for about 4 years, but there for a while, every 2 years we would flip back and forth. So we're a little bit familiar with those teams. We played North Harrison in the playoffs last year. So we played Corydon Central in 2019. So, we are somewhat familiar with a few of those teams over there having the recent history, but you're right. Other than us in Southridge, all those teams over in the east, we don't get to see them compete against local teams. So you really just have to kind of look at scores and see how they're playing. And I talk to other coaches that, I ask them who in their opinion are the stronger teams over there. And, it looks like Charlestown is playing really well over there right now. I know they have a longtime coach, Jason Hawkins, who's been there a while and had some success. So, and North Harrison hasn't played too bad. And then obviously, Southridge is playing really well. So it's going to definitely be a battle for our sectional title this year.
Well, Coach, good luck this week and beat the Titans.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Joe.
And you can listen to the Todd Wilkerson Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Melvin Bros for Communications. We'll see you next week.